Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2024 and another part of the Lotus Road to Glory career mode. Today we are back with the action at Canada. Looking forward to it today. Hopefully you guys are too. And yeah, we obviously had a pretty positive result at Monaco. I think it probably could have been better, but we obviously had the 10th place grid penalty when Nico Hülkenberg. He seems to be back in form. We've got the Canadian Grand Prix today, so fingers crossed we can have a positive race. We've got a couple of weeks to prepare for it, make sure that the cars are okay and all in a good position, ready for the next race. Give it a big thumbs up if you are enjoying the series so far. It is you know, obviously, it's tough to keep up with the series and all of that, but we're already at episode 10. I can't quite believe that. And thank you very much for all of your support over the last couple of weeks. I know a few people love the Ferrari series. Lots of people love this series. This is the main series. This will be the one that's every day for the foreseeable future. But now that Ferrari's sort of dropping down to a few episodes a week, there will be some of the other content dripped in there as well. Namely, Season 2 of F1 24 will be coming very, very shortly with Lewis Hamilton. So I can't wait to get into all of that. But yeah, without further ado, let's get ourselves immersed into the action today and see how we get on. But yeah, thank you for all of the comments, you know, your support. Trying to help out with the series as well. You know, it does get a little bit jarring at times when lots of people with very different opinions, I think, on how you should play the game. And you know, I think we're doing perfectly well for what we are achieving at the moment, or looking to achieve at the moment. So you know, I'm quite happy to keep going in that aspect and keep going the way that I have been, and you know, implementing some of your guys' ideas. But I can't promise to do all of it, and that's, you know, what we have to accept sometimes, is that ultimately it is me in charge and me that is making the decisions. So yeah, anyway, we've got a temporary shutdown in the design centre. That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? But yeah, we're just, I want to look at the warehouse and think about where have we got weaknesses at the moment. I'm thinking the side pods are something that we need to work on, aren't they? But we don't have any manufacturing capacity right now. We're making some front wings and a couple of suspensions. That's fine. Will Nico Hülkenberg think about renewing his contract yet? No. So that's not working. Same for Mick Schumacher. So we are going to be in a little bit of trouble for that. But anyway, we have got a new thing there. There's no signs of structural damage. That's okay. So we will we can unlock the design center again, which is fantastic. Okay, that's all looking good. One thing I did want to do is upgrade some of our facilities. So of course we want to get the mentality as high as possible, really, don't we? So we are going to upgrade the team hub. That is going to cost us £1.5 million, but it will increase our attractiveness and all of that. That's perfect. We do probably want to do the helipad and hospitality area as well. Maybe even the tour centre. I'm thinking about the memorabilia room to upgrade our mentality even more. What about the tour? So yeah, that can be upgraded. Just trying to keep those things or on top of those things to give us the best possible boosts that we can. What's going on in here? Okay, so affiliate drivers are looking good. Obviously they're not gonna really have a future at the team. Mick Schumacher is going up in the world, which is nice to see. Main Formula 1, if you want to read any of that, feel free. And let's have a look at our pit crew development then. So, Something I want to work on, and give it a little shout out as well to Alex, who did get in touch via email to just sort of give me a little bit more insight on something that works for him, and in his career mode, which I do appreciate, and I told him, there's some things that I wouldn't really be focusing on, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. And what we want to keep an eye on really is the cumulative stuff. And we want to make sure that we are, ahead of the game on that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how we can develop this. So, yeah, we've obviously got the Canadian Grand Prix coming very, very soon. I think gym training is something that will help us on our time. So I do like to always give them a couple of days rest before a Grand Prix weekend, especially with a triple header coming up as well. But yeah, I have been told that working on the gym stuff is going to be where you make the most impact. So that's what we want to do. And you can see the pit stop time coming down a little bit there, which is nice to see. And I think it is gym training that does make a lot of an impact on that. So yeah, let's see what this looks like once we've done all of this. Yeah, they are going to be exhausted by the end of the month, so I'm thinking let's keep some rest in there as we head into the next month. And as I say, I'm prepared to give this a real go. Yeah, that all looks good. That looks good to me. So maybe we can fit in a little bit more stuff before the Canadian Grand Prix. Yeah, that looks good, I think. Yeah, I think we're all fine there. So you can see by the end of the month we should have improved our pit stop time decently. We'll see if that works, but yeah, feel free to copy along at home, you guys, as well, if that's what you want to do. Okay, front wing is manufactured now, so we can go and manufacture some more parts. I'm thinking side pods. A couple of side pods in there. Yeah, that should work out pretty much perfectly. Okay, let's keep pushing forward. Hey, Willie Meyer has moved up in the world to 83. There we go, there's our facility upgrades in place. People are looking happy now, which is really good. Let's head to the mentality hub then and just check on everybody. So yeah, everybody is either neutral or positive. And if we go on our full report there, you can see Mick Schumacher is generally very, very positive. Gary Gannon is in a great place. James Allison is okay as well. So I'm pretty happy with how we're going in mentality, and that will give the drivers a bit more of a push. Because of how it all works, and you can see when you go into it, you should find that their stats improve. You can see some of them are going down by mentality. But Mick Schumacher's should be on the up at the very least. Maybe not. Maybe not so much. Well, we'll see anyway. We'll go into the race weekend. Let's just double check that the cars are exactly how we want them. So chassis 2 is on both cars. Front wing 2 is on both cars. Rear wing 2 is on both cars. Side pods 2 is on both cars. Underfloor 2 on both cars. But we do need the suspension on Hulkenberg's car as well. That looks good. Perfect. Right, let's have a little look at the car analysis before we get into the weekend. We're looking very much like a midfield team now, which is really nice to see. So yeah, I'm excited for this. This should be a good weekend. In Canada, we are gonna go for 16th with Nico Hulkenberg. And we will go 17th with Mick Schumacher. So, without further ado, let's get ourselves into the weekend.
Formula One has arrived here in Quebec, and we're excited to get underway. Let's hope it's not going to be Groundhog Day. The local rodents have disrupted more than one race day here in the past. The Canadian Grand Prix is ready to kick off, and the only drama on the tracks we want to see is the best drivers in the world battling it out for a place on that podium.
Red Bull have outscored their rivals to be at the top of the constructors table right now. But there are a lot of contenders and plenty of races still to go.
Stay with us then as the weekend gets underway.
Well, I did forget to change the livery back, so we've got another special livery weekend coming up for Canada, so hopefully you'll enjoy that. But yes, I'll see you guys for Q1 very shortly.
Welcome everyone to qualifying. This should be a good one.
The circuit Gilles Villeneuve isn't a permanent track, so circuit evolution is high over the Grand Prix weekend. Overtaking is possible, but getting a well-timed lap in qualifying will help any driver.
There, of course, we've got Nico Hulkenberg. How do you think he's faring heading into qualifying?
Well, neither teammate has really managed to score well so far. Perhaps picking up a few points this weekend would spur on a bit of healthy rivalry.
Here we go, folks. It's time to get started.
Okay, right. Let's see how we get on in qualifying then. Some very good setups we've had this weekend, but for some reason it just doesn't... It sort of bugs out and it doesn't do what you want it to do, which is really annoying. Yeah. That looks okay. Yeah, that looks a pretty good setup for Nico Hulkenberg. So that's what we will go for with him. In terms of Mick Schumacher, yeah, he's pretty much on 99% here. But we will, I think, strive for that 100%. If we reverted to that, yeah, 99%. That's all good. So let's get ourselves into qualifying then. Let's see how we get on.
That's great.
So there goes one of the Haas cars. Gonna end up behind somebody else there, but try and keep an eye on who's leaving the pit lane. And then send Hulkenberg out near the Alpine there. Wanted to be behind him, but is what it is. Let's ride on board with Mick Schumacher then. You get a good look at our special livery from Monaco there. Schumacher currently 21.9 in that first sector. What is Hulkenberg going to manage through the middle sector then? Here comes Mick Schumacher, 22.0. He's pretty much matching the Haas car at the moment. What about the Aston Martin? Yeah, he's not far off. But Hulkenberg quicker than Schumacher. And here we go then with Mick Schumacher. He has his time over the line, and it's a 1:12.5. That puts him a second behind Fernando Alonso. He is ahead of Enzo Fittipaldi, though. Here comes Nico Hulkenberg, still pushing hard. Out there, looking quicker than his teammate in both sectors. So this is going to be a better time for Nico Hulkenberg. He is finding his form again. Nico Hulkenberg heads up to the line and now puts in a 1:12.2. And that is 0.3 quicker than Mick Schumacher. So that's very, very good to see. Stroll doing a little bit better than Fernando Alonso. Let's have a look at his setup. Yes, pretty much perfect for Nico Hulkenberg now. As we head into Parc Fermé conditions. I'm assuming that the same for Mick there. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so Mick Schumacher probably will have to go out again. You know, we are slower than Logan Sargent at the moment. But I think Hulkenberg might well be through. But we are going to use the same tyres regardless. We're going to use the scrubs. As we're going into the final few minutes of qualifying session 1. We're going to wait until the final few minutes. Let's just check the track map. Yep, I'm going to send out Schumacher now. I'll put him just behind Lewis Hamilton. And then let's send out Hulkenberg just behind Lance Stroll there. I think Bottas might end up in front of him as well. It's not too bad. Okay. That looks pretty good. Let's keep an eye on Schumacher's times then. He's currently 16th. Could do with going a little bit quicker, couldn't he? 21.9 first sector. What about Hulkenberg? He's coming through now. He does a 21.7. Wow. Big improvement in that first sector for Nico Hulkenberg. What about Schumacher through the middle sector? He is improving out there. Good to see. 21.9 middle sector there. Don't know what's happened to Enzo Fittipaldi. Just looks like he's going a little bit slower. 21.6 middle sector for Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg is flying here. And here we go then with Mick Schumacher. Can he get himself into Q2? He heads up to the line to 1:12.2. That puts him just behind his teammate Schumacher, Hulkenberg, sorry. Now Hulkenberg is going to head up to the line. Can he improve at all? He's going to be in the 11s here. It's a 1:11.9. That moves Hulkenberg up to 11th, comfortably through to the top 10 shootout. Not the top 10 shootout, Q2. Ocon's coming over the line now, and he doesn't improve. Gasly's the only one out there who hasn't crossed the checkered flag, but he's on an in-lap. And there you have it then. Both drivers through to Q2, 11th and 13th. Very happy with that indeed. Yeah, good stuff. Right, let's head into qualifying session 2 then. And, yeah, once again, we'll send them out there.
Get ready for the green light.
Send out Hulkenberg and then Schumacher. Give them both a hopeful clear track. It certainly looks that way. And then let's have a look at their times. It is a little bit slower, certainly on Schumacher's side, than what he managed before. 0.3 of a second slower for Hulkenberg through that middle sector. But it's going to be Nico Hulkenberg that comes through now. We know he's capable of a 1:11.9. What's his first gambit going to be in Q2 to 1:12.0? So that's pretty good for our first time. And well, it's a 1:12.9 for Mick Schumacher. Not a great lap, if we're honest. So, I think Schumacher is going to have... Well, they're both going to have to go out again. I think scrub tyres are the way to go, though. The heat cycle tyres do seem to give you a little bit extra at the end of the session. Maybe not in the race, but certainly within the session, that's worked out pretty well for us. Right. So I'm waiting for a nice clear bit of track. Send out Hulkenberg first. He's going out just behind that RB. That might work out quite well for him. Can we get Hulkenberg into the top 10 shootout? That would be a pretty amazing achievement. He obviously managed it in a sprint qualifying session in wet conditions, so he has got that capability. But let's see what we can do. He's 10th at the moment. He's quicker than Lewis Hamilton right now. That's well, it's an okay first sector. Schumacher matches him in that first sector, so that's good to see for Mick Schumacher. Through the middle sector then, and it's a 21.8. It's not quite as strong as what he managed in qualifying 1. Schumacher puts in a 21.9, so that is an improvement. It's not quite going to be enough, though, as we come across the line. Hulkenberg's going to slightly improve. Hamilton's already over the line. It's a 1:12.0. It is slightly better. What about Schumacher? He comes across the line. It's a 1:12.1, and he goes 11th. Wow, what a performance. Both of us out-qualifying Lewis Hamilton. Right, let's keep an eye on sector times. Sargent and Tsunoda are not improving. Russell's the one to watch. Russell does manage to get through. He squeaks into 9th place. That demotes Hulkenberg and Schumacher to 11th and 12th, but I don't think Sargent and Tsunoda are going to compete. Sargent goes 14th, Tsunoda slowest of the lot, but what a performance there for us. Best qualifying yet, and maybe, just maybe, some chances in the race for some points. But Max Verstappen, he takes a pole position once again out there. But what a performance from us.
70 laps of the Canadian Grand Prix await our drivers here in Montreal.
Named after the legendary Canadian driver, the circuit Gilles Villeneuve has been host to plenty of first-time winners. Jean Alesi, Lewis Hamilton, Robert Kubica and Daniel Ricciardo all got their maiden victories here.
Gilles Villeneuve is a quick, free-flowing circuit in parts, with a stop-start aspect thrown in for good measure around the chicanes and hairpin bends. Medium-speed downforce will play a large part in avoiding the wall of champions and ensuring success at this iconic track. Welcome to race day, and before we get down to it, last-minute checks are being made.
Okay then, here we go. We are ready to rock and roll in this race now. Well, they're suggesting Nico Hulkenberg a little bit of an aggressive strategy there. 1:26.15. Let's see what Schumacher's on. 1:26.23. Well, maybe Hulkenberg's onto something here. I think we can probably go even more aggressive on those hard tyres right at the start of the race, then 2 stints on the soft tyres. I like the look of that for Nico Hulkenberg. What about... Well, why don't we swap the stints around here? So, we want to make that one soft, make that one hard. And do something like that. Be a bit more aggressive at the start with Nico Hulkenberg, but overall balanced. And just drag that back a couple of laps. Yeah, that looks good. I think that looks like a nice strategy, that. With a really aggressive middle stint. He's going to be aggressive right at the start of the race. And, of course, start with a lap's less fuel. Mick Schumacher, a little bit more cautious. Does have the hard tyres. Should we want them, though? Do we give them both the same strategies here? Yeah. Yeah, we might go for a similar strategy with Schumacher. No, we're gonna stick with the original for Mick. He's gonna be aggressive at the start as well. Let's get ourselves into it then for this Canadian Grand Prix. A real opportunity for us here to potentially nick a point. Who knows?
It's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. And for Lando Norris, this is another chance to see what he can do in this car.
They're fourth on the grid, so I'd expect to see them mount a challenge for the top three in this race.
And it'll be exciting to see just what will happen here today.
So here we go then. We are ready to rock and roll.
Ready to go. It's the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's
Lights out, away we go, and it's a great start for Charles Leclerc. Now, what we're going to do is tell Nico Hülkenberg to be aggressive from the start. We're going to do the same with Mick Schumacher to see if they can make any sort of manoeuvres into turn one, but this looks like it's going to be an exciting battle.
Yeah, go for it.
Down into the first corner, and Charles Leclerc tries to go around the outside of Max Verstappen, and he is through. So Charles Leclerc leads the Grand Prix. Verstappen is second, then we've got Piastri third, then Norris, then Stroll is in P5, then Perez, then Alonso, then Russell, Ricciardo, and Nico Hülkenberg currently is in P10 ahead of Kevin Magnussen in 11th, then Hamilton 12th, and Mick Schumacher in 13th. But how much can Nico Hülkenberg stay with these guys in front? We might as well push on the engine as well, give everything, you know, a push at the start. And he's already having a little look at George Russell. Now, can he get past him here? Not quite. Yeah, those tyres are looking good. They're up to temperature already. Now, we don't want to see them go out of the optimal tyre range. 103, 104. So they are getting a little bit hot. So we're going to just drop that down to aggressive now for Hülkenberg. I'm going to do the same for Mick Schumacher. But this is a very positive start. DRS open, and we fly past George Russell. And up to 9th place. This is a perfect start. Obviously, Hülkenberg. You know, on the soft tyres, whereas Russell on the mediums, but it does give us an idea of where our pace is at today. There's Mick Schumacher struggling to get past Lewis Hamilton, is he? Not just yet. Right, okay, we're into 9th position still. Got DRS on Daniel Ricciardo in front. I don't think our pace is too dissimilar to the RB. And Hamilton's got a mechanical fault. That's got to be a chance then for Mick Schumacher. So I think we have to try and get past Lewis Hamilton pretty quickly here. And yep, he does manage that. Let's keep pushing with him to see we can get him up to the back of Kevin Magnussen. DRS again enabled for Hulkenberg. Yeah, doing a good job. He's in P9 at the moment. Mick Schumacher, meanwhile, I think, was caught up pretty quickly by Lewis Hamilton there, because he stayed within the 1 second window. That's crucial.
DRS is currently disabled. DRS is currently disabled.
That's going to be a bit of an issue for Mick Schumacher. Yeah, Perez really struggling compared to Alonso, and you know this is good. We're in the mix here. We are in the mix right now. Hamilton does make it back past Mick Schumacher. Now, good news for Nico Hulkenberg is that he's pulled out a 3-second gap to Kevin Magnussen. So that's working out really well. You need to be a little bit careful on Schumacher's tyres. Yeah, Hulkenberg has just dropped out of the 1 second window of Ricciardo, and that might mean he'll struggle now to stay in front of Russell. As Mercedes are definitely a quicker team. But yeah, Hulkenberg doing a great job up in 9th place, 3 seconds ahead of Kevin Magnussen. Yellow flags there as Russell is locked up, and yeah, he's going to really hurt his tyres there. And Verstappen has a mechanical fault now. We're going to have to go
We're on tyre management.
a little bit more sensible now with Mick Schumacher. This is looking fine. Keep an eye on Nico Hulkenberg's times compared to Kevin Magnussen. Magnussen on medium tyres. They look fairly similar in terms of wear at the moment. Sainz currently 14th. Did Sainz have a penalty? He seems quite far down. So yeah, maybe we're a little overinflated of where we should be right now. Maybe Mick Schumacher needs to be a bit more neutral on defend here.
Like a couple laps or sooner than that?
So,
Copy.
Hulkenberg in a good place. It's just entered the pit window.
Copy.
Thinking let's push the engine a little bit here. Looks like Magnussen is turning the screw a little bit. So I'm thinking next lap, bring him in, get him onto those hard tyres. We want him in clear air if possible. Yeah, Magnussen through straight away. Has Hulkenberg got DRS? No, he hasn't. When's Schumacher coming in? He's going to be coming in this lap as well, fitting on No, he's fitting on the medium tyres. Yes. Let's just make sure that... yeah, that's the strategy we're going for with Mick Schumacher. And here we come then with Nico Hülkenberg into the pits now. We need this to be a good pit stop. There's no doubt about that. Come on, no mistakes. No, it's only 3 seconds. It's a bit slow. But Hülkenberg can now push hard.
Oh dear, that's not a good stop.
Schumacher has had a slow stop though. Let's have a look at this. He came into the pit stops. And it was that front left. And that's going to cost him in his battle with Russell and Hamilton, you would think. Now, Hülkenberg really does need to stay ahead of Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi in, so now we can go on to really defend. And we got to start closing up on Logan Sargent. We're going to move him on to high overtake aggression. We want to get him past straight away, and he does. And look at that. That is a very, very quick overtake. And he's already up behind Lewis Hamilton. He should be able to get past Lewis, you would think, on this next straight. Yeah, well, Hamilton's in. So that's worked out pretty well. So yeah, good stuff for Nico Hülkenberg. Meanwhile, Schumacher has made it past Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, we need to be a little bit careful on tyres because we are still on the lead lap at the moment. I don't think it'll be long before we're no longer on that lead lap, but at the moment that's working out well for us. So Nico absolutely obliterating these hard tyres right now. But George Russell is going to pass because George Russell has got soft tyres on. So different strategies.
Something's not gone right in the pits.
Hülkenberg out well ahead of Kevin Magnussen by the looks of that. 10 seconds is the gap to Kevin. Yeah, big chance around the outside for Hülkenberg, and he is through. Dose of double DRS would really help here, and he will get it. Let's see. He is going to go down the inside of Russell and does find his way through. So now just 5 seconds behind Yuki Tsunoda. And these two just going to continue to swap positions. Mick Schumacher, meanwhile, in 14th place, and a very comfortable 14th place at that. Let's have a little look at the gap to the leader. So we are still very much on this lead lap right now. Schumacher pretty close to not being on it. And there we go with Nico Hülkenberg. Is he going to get past? He does get past this time. Trying to keep him on high. Overtake aggression for now. As he is approaching Yuki Tsunoda. Let's just have a quick check of his tyres. They're looking good. He does need to get past Yuki, and hopefully Tsunoda will hold up George Russell a little bit here. And yeah, that's exactly what happens. Giving Tsunoda a little bit of DRS assistance as well, so he might be able to hold off George Russell for another lap. That's exactly what's happened there. Perfect. That's worked out brilliantly for Nico. See, already a 2-second gap to Yuki Tsunoda. Now we can reduce that down a little bit. It won't be long before Russell's back on the back of us, but just give us a couple of laps where we can top things up a little bit. Schumacher in an interesting position here. Don't really know why he's struggling in his battles. Yeah, Russell has got back past Nico. But I think maybe just stay with Russell now. When is Nico going to be coming in? Looks like lap 45-ish. Russell on old soft tyres. We've got yellow flags out there, and that was I'm not sure what that was. Definitely struggling out there. And I think it's because, you know, of the vast array of guys around him that are on faster tyres. Right, Russell's in, so now this is a good chance for Hülkenberg to just push a little harder. Hülkenberg's still on the lead lap, so we've got to be a little bit careful on fuel here, but I think by the end Verstappen will lap him.
Now's our window, Nico.
Copy.
But let's see. Is this the lap? I think leave it at least another lap here. Still got good hard tyres. So here we go then with Nico Hülkenberg. He's going to be coming into the pits for his final stop. And Schumacher coming in. Still a little while for him just yet. Now needs to be a good one here. Wow, I don't know what's going on.
What happened?
Sorry, man.
Well, I have no idea what the issue was there, but that has meant, while he's still come out ahead of George Russell, but only 2.5 seconds, it would have been about 8 seconds ahead of Russell there. That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Well, hopefully Hulkenberg's pace is good enough that he can stay ahead of Russell. So that's really who he's fighting today for this final point, and what a big point it would be if we could get our first points here. That would be pretty amazing.
Copy.
So pit window's open now for Mick Schumacher. And he has been lapped, so I think Schumacher can probably come in this lap. Just put on those soft tyres. Yeah, Hulkenberg now needs to be able to defend against Russell. Schumacher's in. That's a good pit stop, 2.8 for Schumacher. There goes Russell. Having a look at Hulkenberg, and he is through once again. Okay then. Right, so Hulkenberg just needs to sort of stay with Russell now. It is going to be a bit of a yo-yo battle.
And tires are a bit on the cool side, so just watch out.
So, Hulkenberg still fighting with George Russell.
Sonoda behind us.
We've got 17 laps to go here. And I think we have to be careful here. We don't want to overuse the tyres and be caught out at the end. I think let's try and stick to what we're doing. If we stay with George Russell and look after the tyres, I think we'll be in a good place. Meanwhile, Mick Schumacher, well, he's, you know, in a good enough place. I don't think he will catch Albon, but yeah, we will have to see. So Hulkenberg, well, what's happened there? He is back past Russell now. I think Russell's had to let through the Red Bull. So, Hulkenberg, let's use the battery. And let's see if we can get a good gap now. That has changed the complexion entirely. Now, are we going to be able to stay ahead of that Red Bull? And we should be able to, because we should have DRS here on these guys. Not quite yet. Because Max has got to make his way through all of them. I'm assuming it's Max and not Perez. This has worked out perfectly, really. Because now we're 7 seconds ahead of George Russell. Let's keep pushing as hard as we can. More traffic for us to deal with the Alpine, but Russell, he's so far behind, he's not even passed. Well, yeah, he's got a Ferrari behind him. It's going to be Carlos Sainz, isn't it? So, or is it going to be Leclerc? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, we got a 9-second gap now. So yeah, we're going to put Rayleigh defend on now and just try and keep him ahead. We lost a couple of seconds there. because we were following or allowing the leaders through. But yes, this is looking good for Nico Hülkenberg. He's got a 7-second gap to George Russell here. Now, there is Piastri to come through as well. Piastri's not far behind, and Stroll's not too far behind either. And then you've got Alonso just behind, just in front of Perez, sorry. And well, hang on, where's Russell now? How's Russell behind Tsunoda? What on earth is happening to George Russell? Well, well, well. That's going to massively help us because Tsunoda's got a big mechanical issue. So I think this is going to work out quite well for us. We're 5 seconds ahead of Tsunoda. Hülkenberg is about 10 laps away from getting our first points in F1 Manager 2024 for Team Lotus. 4 seconds ahead of Yuki here. Just got to keep an eye on those tyres. I think they're going to be okay. We need to try and keep them okay. Yeah, Mick Schumacher just in a bit of a world of his own here. Hülkenberg's been in a different postcode today, really. So let's zoom it through and let's just keep an eye on Russell. He's about 4 seconds behind. But he's battling with Tsunoda, and that's got to help us. We are closing in on Zhou Guanyu as well. That's got to help us a little bit. But there you go, Russell is starting to close in now. 2 seconds is the gap between Hülkenberg and Russell. The safety car would not be the worst thing right now. Hülkenberg's going to get a double dose of DRS here, and that's going to help us massively. Just pull away another half second or so from George Russell. There are 6 laps to go here. Let's just have a little look there. So 1 lap is what we are behind. Mick Schumacher now 2 laps down. You can see there he is being passed by that traffic now. Well, Hülkenberg 3.5 seconds ahead of Russell. You can see that happening right there. I'm thinking let's top up a little bit on that ERS. Try and have a decently full battery for the final lap or so. Let's see, the tyres are going to drop below 50% very, very shortly. Might even go on to light on the tyres to really try and look after them here. Give it a lap or so. See how much Russell's going to close in. So closing in an insane amount. 2.5 seconds is the gap.
Okay, we need to save some fuel.
Fine on fuel. Now then, 2.2 seconds is the gap. I think we need to go to standard now.
Okay, good job. Now pick up your pace.
Just topping up that battery. As long as we stay a second in front, we're okay. It's once the DRS comes into play, we're leaving ourselves open. So there's going to be 3 laps to go here. I think Perez is just caught.
Temps are all okay now. Temps okay now.
I think Perez is just caught George Russell. So Russell's had to let him pass. That's now opened the gap to 4 seconds. That means... Well, will Perez catch us in time? Will we need to let him pass? Because if Russell can stick with Perez, that could be a bit problematic for us. Tsunoda and Russell are battling again. Is it Alonso? Alonso and Perez are here. This could be an issue. Because Tsunoda's right behind Perez. So Tsunoda is going to be the one to almost catch us here. This is crazy. There's 2 laps to go. We're keeping an eye out for when Norris starts his final lap. So this is very much the penultimate lap. Lando Norris begins his final lap of the race. We're now going to let past Fernando Alonso. That's okay. Pick up the pace. Oh no.
Yeah, tires are looking good.
Right, we're going into neutral now. Pushing on the engine, but Tsunoda could well have DRS here. No, Tsunoda's going to pass us, I think. Has Tsunoda got DRS? Russell does. Right, okay. Now we need to move these up to high and neutral.
Yep, go for it. Yep.
We've got 1 lap to go. We're going to try and use our deployment. Tsunoda's right there. We're going to attack the tyres as well. This is going to be everything on the line to try and secure this point. Are we within a second of Perez? I'm really not sure. No, we're not. So Tsunoda's going to close in a little bit here. But we are closing in on Perez. If we can get a dose of DRS here, that'd be absolutely brilliant. We're surely within a second of Perez here. Surely.
That would be checkered flag.
So Schumacher over the line in 15th. We've got 1 more corner to negotiate here. We're surely going to have DRS. Don't overtake him, though. Don't overtake him. Nope, this is fine. This is fine.
Go in.
I think we're going to do it. I'm not sure, though. Because Tsunoda's right there, but Hülkenberg comes over the line. And gets our first point of the season. That
P10
was unbelievable. What a performance from Nico Hülkenberg. And he gets our first points in Formula 1. And that was, wow, a very, very good final lap, wasn't it? A 16.1. It was very competitive. He left it all on the track there. Russell ended up finishing down in 12th place. Wow, what a moment.
We see Mick Schumacher now after a challenging race.
At the end of that, it's a 15th place finish.
Lando Norris certainly loves a podium, heading up there now to celebrate again.
That's their 2nd win of the season. A brilliant talent who looks so at home on the track.
Terrific win for Lando Norris. 2nd win of the season for him.
Smiles for the cameras as the drivers can let off some steam here in Montreal. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
Well, there you go. Obviously, Hülkenberg very, very happy with that.
Action here in Montreal.
And that point could be absolutely crucial come the end of the season.
With some heated competition to look forward to in Spain.
Because now that is going to move us up the order into, I reckon, 7th. I don't think Haas have scored. I don't think Williams have scored. So that is a huge point. And, you know, we pulled it off there. We did an awesome job. Lewis Hamilton was out of the race. He retired, I presume, with mechanical failure. We seem to miss that during the day. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, that now moves Hülkenberg up to 13th place, just 1 place behind Lewis. That's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, there you go. None of the other teams have scored. And that now means that we move up to 7th in the championship. That is huge for our team. If we were to finish 7th this season, that would be incredible in terms of prize money. It wouldn't help in terms of our wind tunnel time and that sort of thing. But yeah, we've done really well there. We weren't in the top 10 for pit stops, unfortunately. Did have a couple of loose ones today, unfortunately. And it was the raising of the car that slowed everything down. So issue with the jacks. Everything else was pretty close. It was just that 4.4 seconds to raise the car up that broke everything. Mick Schumacher, again, it was the used tyres off that hurt us there. Bit of a shame. But there you go, $927,000 made from that weekend. That is brilliant. And a point, that is huge. That point is huge in our moving our team forward. And we're mostly positive now. They're very, very happy with things. If you look at Nico Hülkenberg, yeah, he's happy with our job. And, well, will he make a contract renewal yet? Nope. So, yeah, we'd love to sign him, but yeah, doesn't seem to want to do that just yet. So we'll have to make sure that we keep an eye on that situation. I'm assuming Mick Schumacher is exactly the same, yeah. So yeah, we will have to have a look for what will happen towards the end of the season, but it's very exciting times because if you look at our car parts development, we're 11 days off being able to create our new chassis and underfloor. So you would think by, you know, the British Grand Prix, our home race, you would think that we're going to be in a pretty decent position come that, and maybe be able to put on a show for the home fans. That'd be really, really awesome. But yeah, we've got Barcelona next time out. I think that might be a bit more of a challenging race for us. Spielberg, of course, you've got sprint weekend. You know, typically we've done all right at the sprint weekend so far, and then of course you've got Silverstone. So yeah, really excited for all of that. Hopefully you guys are too. But that, I think, getting our first points in Formula 1, that's surely got to deserve a like, even if you haven't enjoyed it. But how could you not enjoy that? Subscribe to the channel for daily F1 Manager videos. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.